Okay, so today I thought we'd chat about the Ludwig Black Beauty for two reasons. One, because I got one 5 or 6 months ago, and two, because there's no other snare out there with quite the name recognition and the reverence that's given to the Black Beauty. It's something that even a lot of non-drummers will have heard of. So what I want to answer in this video is the hype really worth it? Is it the greatest drum of all time? Do you need to get one? And why are they so highly coveted? And actually that third question, why are they so highly coveted? I'm not going to get into that one as much, just because there's a whole history behind the Black Beauty and what it's been used to record on, and who's used a Black Beauty and where it came from and all the different iterations. We're not going to touch on that much today. What I want to talk about is, given the option to buy a brand new Black Beauty today in 2019, is it worth the money? There are a lot of black nickel over brass sort of Black Beauty copies out there, or not copies, but maybe just other companies' versions of the same thing. So DW has one, there's the pork pie version that was really popular. All of varying prices. Some are more expensive and a lot of them are less expensive, and those have often been thought of as an affordable option to get the same sort of sound. So that's another question I want to answer is, are you going to get the same sound as a Black Beauty if you get one of these cheaper options? So I want to just cut straight to my impressions, which are incredibly positive. And this is no surprise, I bought this snare for a reason. And the reason I bought it is that I wanted something that would work in any situation and would kind of be a no-fail drum. And I think that is exactly what this is living up to be. And I think this is also partly why people like it so much, is that I can't think of a situation in which bringing a Black Beauty would be the wrong choice. You could take it to a jazz gig, you could take it to a heavy metal recording session, right? You can use it live and in the studio. It really does just kind of always work. Now there may be options that might work better, or more specialized drums that might work a little bit better in certain situations, but I just can't think of any sort of gig where bringing a Black Beauty would be the wrong choice. I think at that point, if something was wrong, it's probably me, it's probably not the drum. So it's incredibly versatile, but how does it compare to other drums like it? First of all, I just have to get out of the way that, in my opinion, I think that the differences between snares of different companies is much greater than the difference between snares of a different type within the same company. So by that I mean, I think that a Ludwig Supraphonic and a Ludwig Black Beauty are actually going to be much, much more similar than, say, a Ludwig Black Beauty and DW's Black Nickel over Brass. Even though they're both brass drums, I think the DW and the Ludwig are going to be much different than the Ludwig and the Ludwig, in most cases. So going into this, I knew I wanted a Ludwig sound. I have an Acrolite that I absolutely love, and I think there's just something about the way that Ludwig does their snares that tends to speak to me, or that I tend to really enjoy. And because Ludwig snares are so popular, I think that's a pretty common thing. I think it's something about using triple flange hoops, maybe the specific type of hardware they use, the way they flange the shells. I don't put a ton of stock into whether the shell is seamless or not. I don't honestly think that that's that big of a deal. But in any case, that gives us a good opportunity to talk about the hardware here for a second. All Ludwig snares right now come with triple flange hoops, which I tend to actually prefer over true hoops, die-cast hoops, and any other option, just because I feel like they're lighter, they tend to sound gushier to me. I think die-cast hoops tend to have a more focused sound, and I kind of like the spread of a triple flange hoop, if that makes any sense. The Ludwig Black Beauty also comes with standard Ludwig heads, but one cool thing is the throw-off. The new Atlas throw-off is what's being put on all new Ludwig snares, and I actually really like it. It's quite smooth to engage and disengage, and it has this cool kind of ratcheting mechanism where it sort of locks in place where your tension is. So it will not back off, but it's very easy to adjust tick by tick. Also, the snare wires are adequate, I guess. They look and feel maybe a bit cheap, and that's something I'll probably replace soon, but yeah, they are what they are. But nothing about the hardware feels particularly boutique, which kind of leads us to the question, is this snare worth the money? I definitely think this drum deserves the reputation it has. I think it's incredibly versatile and sounds fantastic in almost all situations. But is it worth whatever they're going for now, which is, $700 or $800? And I think that's a little bit trickier. If this is your desert island drum and you just want one drum that can do everything and spend your money once, I'd say go for it. There's also B-stock options and you can buy them used, but once you're getting into the brand new $700–800 price range, you could start looking at Dunettes, you could start looking at used Craviatos, so you really have to decide if that's what you want. Honestly, I think the brand new price that it commands right now is a bit high considering the fit and finish, which is great, but not amazing. But I think if you find one of these used for, you know, $500 or $600, that is completely worth it. So I'll stop talking and I'll let you hear it. I'll have it at a medium-high tuning, and then we'll bring it up to a cranked high tuning, and then we'll bring it all the way down to a super swampy, very low tuning. Okay, so that's my quick review on the Ludwig Black Beauty. This has quickly become one of my favorite snares, and is it worth the hype? In a way, yes. Is it worth the $700 or $800? Maybe. That's a bit steep for a lot of people, but like I said, if you can find one used or if you can get a B-stock version, I think it's a great buy, and I can't imagine you would regret getting one. All right, thank you for watching. Hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.